Okay, so we're live. We're gonna test this out. So Jake and I were chatting on X about just testing out all the new AI features that come out like every day. It feels like seven of them come out every day, and so there's not enough time to actually test them and see what's going on. So we might as well, while testing, fire up the stream and just share kind of real time reactions to them. Um, Jake, thanks so much for doing this with me. I think
Yeah.
I'm excited. We'll see what happens. See if it'll be the first of many or the first and last of this experiment.
Yeah.
Um,
Hopefully, at least not the first and last, but I'm excited to be here. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
cool. So I'll kind of share the list that I just started keeping like a Notion list, and it's kind of just this week, and it's kind of wild um, to see of like all the different things that come out every day. So here, let's see if I can make this bigger for everyone to see. Uh, let's see. I think it's visible, but here, I had this thing of like things to test this week, aka see something, say something, right? Like if you are playing with it, if you see it, maybe other people are not. And then just having like a quick bit about it. So there's a bunch of stuff. Alibaba had their conference this week, and so they released a bunch of stuff. And I was just catching up with their Coin Edit, Google Chrome MCP, Google Labs Mixboard, and I think I wanted to start with Google Lab Mixboard just because Jake, you worked on a Canvas project called Carrot. Is that correct?
Yep.
And so I thought you would have some fun insight about that. Um, so let's see. Have you played with it yet?
Yeah, I have a little bit, so I have some thoughts pre-prepared, but would love to have you jump in and see your live reaction, and I have some like commentary to add.
Okay, cool. So the idea here, if people are not familiar with it, the idea is that um, it's kind of a canvas that you can just edit images and kind of create new images. That was kind of like what I saw. Just saw this video here, and there are a bunch of startups that are trying to do this. Um, like I think there's one called like Flora Fauna or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh, there's these ones that are like ad ones. I feel like there's like a bunch of YC ones, companies that are doing this. So it's kind of interesting to see that they are actually releasing this. The team on Google Labs are releasing this because they're also trying to figure out how to use all these tools in real time,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not like they know how to do it any better than anyone else playing with the models.
I think that's kind of like
So
a continuing trend with Google is that the models that they're producing are absolutely incredible along like a number of dimensions. And the Nano Banana, the new Gemini image model, like just really good, really fast. Like it's really leveraging Google's expertise, but it does seem like they're missing some of like the productization capabilities. And it's cool to see them, do experiments like this to at least get something out the door, get that feedback, see how people are using it.
yeah, totally. And I think it's kind of like Nano Banana. I had said before it came out because I was messing around with it. Was it was going to break the internet, and I think it did to some extent. I think people are still floored by its capabilities and discovering what's possible. So it's cool to like have a new place to kind of play with it. Um, so this is the first time opening up Mixboard, and they have these samples: cozy fall living room party, Memphis dinnerware inspiration, birds with googly eyes. This is the most basic examples, but we're gonna go with it.
Yeah.
Um, so let's just see what it looks like. Loading example board. Okay, so the idea is you have get fall decoration inspiration, ask Mixboard for variations, ask Mixboard to make changes, re-image your living room. Okay, so they just upload these images here. which is like kind of cozy, get into that pumpkin season. Um, Asked for variation. So the idea is I'm assuming you can like click on an image. Okay, here we go. Select one or more blocks on the board and edit using natural language. Cool. Try selecting multiple blocks and combine them for new ideas. Okay, and then ask Mixboard to make changes. So here they're showing the example. Show me more decorations like this. Turn this into apple cider over here. And then the idea is you could take it all and put it there. So let's just try it based on this kind of idea. Actually, I don't have any images loaded up, so let me just use these images that they provide and see if it will go. Okay, so I'm gonna say, what do you want to change? Turn this into Christmas themed. Okay, so just click that. And so right away, my first reaction is I actually don't want to override the original image, right? Like I
You
would
want like
love
to
for it,
duplicate and create?
yeah, love to create a duplicate. But now I see here that I can actually can create a duplicate block. So now I know that I'm not going to do that again. Um, right? So let's see what else they have there. They
Yep.
have regenerate image. So if you don't like the image, you can try again. You can more like this. So I'm assuming it just creates its own
Yeah,
duplicates.
variations.
Yeah. Remove background. So if it was like a person, duplicate block, and then download. Okay, these are convenient. So you can see it switched it to Christmas theme like, you know, pretty quickly, and it's kind of wild how that did that. Um,
Yeah.
so here, more like this. Let's see what happens when you just click that.
I'm pretty impressed with the speed. Like, I don't know if this is the same speed as you get out of the Gemini app by default or not, but it feels faster.
So I don't know if it's Gemini. Um, I think that in the studio, AI Studio, you definitely get this speed from what I've been testing.
Yeah.
The Gemini app is pretty quick. I would say, depending on how many images you're running, but yeah, I totally agree. Like it's pretty quick, and I like the transition that they kind of show you. Like it's, the image is coming, then it's loading, and then it's kind of there. Um, I don't like these responses though. So it's promising more like this. And I would assume that it would have the same kind of like angle, the same lines, not just like a
Mm.
text prompt that says like, show me Christmas themed window sill, right? So that feels kind of off. It's more of like on theme, but not really towards that image. Um, so that variations might be too much of variation. And then let's see what happens when I just remove the background on this one. So
The
then it
uh
did some.
the the amount of variation makes me think of the mid journey where if you use that you can do like a little bit of variation or a lot of variation on the regenerations, and I feel like that's a really nice quick action to have.
Yeah, totally. I think that just it feels like of course it would have this feature. I did a quick remove background and that was pretty quick. And I actually it was too subtle. Like I didn't even notice it. Like I don't know if you saw that it was kind of like this, and then it kind of came out. So that's kind of neat that it also works for not like I assumed it would just work for photos of people. It's weird also that when I zoom in here, the menu over here shrinks.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so, but anyway, that's kind of there. And then turn this into Apple's header. Okay, so you can switch this um, around and then combine them. So let's say you select them, not this image, but just highlighting this, and then I would say instead of what do you want to change, I want to turn this into one scene. Let's see what happens. Selecting all three. In
Yeah, I think
terms
that's
of
surprisingly nice.
in
That
terms of the
combination.
transition, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think oh nice. Um, and so you can see that it took the original image here it took the candles, kept the windowsill, and then it used this around as well. And yeah, that feels really good. And then it just gives you the ability to like download this image. And I here, let's see, duplicate block. It's kind of weird that they call them blocks. That feels uh like too technical. Um, and then now if I want to hit regenerate image, see what happens there. And then if I duplicate it one more time and then see variations of it more like this. So I got a notification. I tried to run two at the same time. I don't know if you saw at the bottom, it says, please wait. Uh, so there's a bug. Um, I don't know if you saw that. I
No, I missed it.
duplicated, I duplicated this image and then I hit uh, regenerate image and
Oh
it
yeah.
um, regenerated the original, not the one that I selected. And then when I hit more like this, let's see what happens there.
It's interesting. I did a copy paste and then it was doing more like this, and I'm getting a repeated an error occurred with your request.
Oh,
I
okay,
guess
okay.
refresh the
We're
page.
so
Oh yeah, we broke something.
we broke it, but also I think that the thing to realize is that this is a kind of this is demoware. Like it's not. I
Yeah.
don't think it's meant um for prime time for people to use it. But I would say that the amount of people that would use it is still pretty sizable. It feels like the audience of people who are trying to mess with kind of like new tech every day, and kind of new image models and stuff is probably over a million people at least. So it's still going to be used pretty heavily. But yeah, now we're stuck. I also got an error on mine. Maybe
Oh.
they're doing something in real
Yeah.
time.
I'm not getting any of my none of the regenerates are working anymore.
We broke it. Okay.
That's really funny.
Uh, Well, yeah, it's good to know, right? Like the
Yeah.
idea that
Yeah.
this stuff is still a work in progress on their side. Um, and then, I mean, the classic, like I'm assuming all the startups that are working on this stuff, they were probably stressed out a little bit when they saw Google creating this stuff. But like, if you're watching this, I wouldn't stress out. Like, if you care about something, like you're gonna be more focused on it than a PM at Google. Um, so anyway, I don't know. Should we keep trying to press jam the button or just move on to something else? Let's see what else is here. So you can select blocks, you can add text. I guess the add text would be interesting to test to see does it
Oh, does
take
it
into
work in
account
the
the
prompts that
text.
way?
Yeah, I wonder if you can, right? So we can say, um, turn this into uh, summer, okay? And I'm trying to uh, see if I can put text and then use that as a prompt. So if I and I'll just say, make this happen, right? Something generic, something vague, and see if it takes into account uh, what the text says, or is the text just like accompanying for your like canvas for you to be able to see what it is? Yeah, it did actually. Look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
So
That's really nice.
here you can basically try a bunch of things, and I wonder if you're able to then stitch them together. So the idea being, if you wanted to see variations of things, like could you be able to write the text in like three different ways and change each one? Let's see. Um, the canvas is now acting kind of weird, zooming in and zooming out. I'm kind of like stuck. So I wonder also if this is what happens when Gemini codes your stuff. Okay, so let's see a variation of this. So you had mentioned that you tried this. Did you in like what are some of the things that you tried out with this?
Yeah, as like a little hobby project of mine has been building a just a vibe coded video game, and so what I haven't solved yet is being able to get like really good sprite animations, and so that's just one angle on some of these creative tools. So I generated like some different fantasy characters and gave them some equipment and tried to merge those in, or tried to eventually want to get it down to the pixel level and have them do like a walking animation, which
Hmm.
is something I just haven't cracked out of the box models yet. Um,
Have you, so if, side note, so that was it able to do it?
It's doing great at the assets. I have not gotten an animation yet, and I guess I haven't been prompting it that specifically, but that's what I'm really curious with the Gwen edit for. Um,
Hmm.
the, you know, but let me give it a try here and see if there's something noteworthy to show.
Um, check out Inkwell. Have you seen
Yeah,
that?
yeah, Inkwell is super cool. The person behind it's really neat, and he's using retro diffusion, or I'm assuming
Yep.
it could be yeah, really neat. The retro diffusion, like great for walking animations, but like if you want to have it do like an attack or something, then that's a little bit out of scope right now.
Okay.
And that's something I've been like, can I get a character to like go through the motion of like drawing a bow? Is something that I haven't been able to crack yet.
Uh, Neat. Yeah, I think that's the Quen edit might be able to do that. So let's try
Yeah, I
that
think so.
after a second. Yeah, so the thing that I was testing in the background just now was actually it seems to have worked. Ah, damn, this canvas, where to go? No, it didn't. Maybe, but it removed the text. That's annoying. So basically, I took three images and I said, make like one summer, fall. I don't even remember what I. Let's see, can I go backwards here? I said, turn this into summer, turn this into winter, turn this into autumn. And maybe it did with the trees being light. Um,
Hmm. And
but
when you ran that, did you have them all selected at once, or did you just
yes,
select the image and the text? Okay.
no, I selected, I went like this. I selected this and then I just said like make this happen. So here, let's switch it around, see if it did. But it was weird that the when I ran it, the text went missing.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm going to overlay it here just to see if it will connect like that way. Like meaning the model will know what I'm referring to because there's no arrow key. Oh, there is here. Like, oh, that they uploaded an image. So maybe I'll do this. I'll use this arrow key. Turn this
Yeah, I
into
would love to
winter.
know then, like, how do they represent the canvas to the model? And does it get like a screenshot of your selection area so it can see how everything's associated, or is it getting like a text blob, a JSON blob of how it's arranged? There
Uh,
is Jacqueline Konzelman. I might
yeah,
be pronouncing her name wrong. She's jumped in the chat. That's pretty neat. It sounds like she's on the
oh,
Google Labs team.
nice. What up, Jacqueline? Okay, let's see. She said, thanks for the feedback. Thanks, definitely still in experiment phase, but lots of exciting things in the pipeline, and it's great getting this early feedback. Um, thanks, she let the team know. I completely missed this. And then that's why we called them blocks. Cool, because you can generate the image and text per earlier comment. Okay, so let me show that. That's what she said. Shout out to Jacqueline for chiming in. And so that's awesome. Everyone, follow Jacqueline for updates on Google Mixboard.
Yeah, super neat.
Okay, let's see what else we got. Turn this into summer. So let's see now. We select that, and I'm going to say, make this happen. Okay. It seems like the arrows are actually text. So that was their hack to get
Oh
around
yeah,
arrows.
that is clever.
Okay, so now the loading transition here is just showing like this overlay, but that didn't work out. So Jack that you're still watching, um, all the three images got deleted to create one. And the other feedback is I would love for it to keep the original images. So never delete images. If you're regenerating, just duplicate it and let the user decide if they want to keep it or not. Okay, let's see if I can see the. Okay, so she says, I see what you're trying to do. We have something in the roadmap to accomplish this. Great. Awesome. And yeah, what I want is image markup as part of the prompt. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Cool. So I
Oh, that's
think,
cool on the
oh,
stream. How'd you get that text to pop up? You can see the comments coming
it's
in.
yeah,
That's nice.
I'm using Ecamm Live. And so they make that possible. The question is, Jacqueline, do you want to hop on here? I can send you an invite. And we can chat about this.
That'd be really cool.
But let me know before we switch off. The idea is we're going to be switching to check out some other things on the list. You had said you were messing with the Quen edit. Where were you messing with that?
They have the link that you had in Notion for
Uh-huh.
the tweet goes to a hugging face.
Okay, cool.
I'll DM it to you on Twitter real quick, but that's
I
what
see
I
it.
had pulled up.
Yeah, great. I'll do it. Okay, Jacqueline. Well, thanks for chiming in. She's with her kids right now, getting ready for school. Um, Catch you next time. But thanks for popping in.
Yeah, that's really
Okay,
cool.
so let's see. Do, do, do. I'm trying to get the link. But if you have it set up, you can also fire it up.
Um, maybe I guess we should have tested me doing some screen sharing too when we were doing our camera setup earlier.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I see it. I'm on it now. Okay, let's see this. Go back here. Okay, so the idea with this Quen Image Edit Plus in Hugging Face, the idea is you can just make more realistic edits, right? So in this case, just out of the box, they give you these two images um, here of these bears, and they say the prompt the magician bear is on the left, the alchemist bear is on the right, facing each other in Central Park Square. So let's see what happens. What advanced settings? We're not going to mess with this, and we're just going to hit generate image. They're assuming, okay, zero GPU on Hugging Face is wild that they do this. You
Yeah,
can
I
just
was
run this for
shocked to be able
free.
to just sign it and use it. Yeah.
There we go. So uh it feels still like pretty cheap, I guess, or like AI generated on this. I think one of the things that I was impressed by it, and I kind of joked on this like a month ago, where I when I first saw Quen Edit, I was like, oh, Alibaba's cooking. I'm gonna buy some of their stock, and I ended up doing it, and it was I posted it on X, and it's been up like 50% since. Um,
Great
You know, you
call.
could have been complete timing could have been just like accidental, but it's kind of wild. Um, the I'm trying to think of other things that I saw that was amazing on this stuff. They're also um their video model is kind of fascinating. Oh, one of the things on this Quinn image that I really liked on their post is that it keeps the original image. So I saw this with examples of like sticker sheets or just kind of different scenes. So let's say if you just uh, keep these same bears and completely switch it up, right? So the magic bear, let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to think in real time of what uh, facing each other before jumping in the pool. Let's see what happens now. If it still looks the same or not. Oh, I should have saved that image. But the idea is that these image edits allow for um, keeping character consistency, which is like always or to
Yeah.
date has been a problem, but seems like it's like now like a solved problem across the board.
Yeah, the examples that I saw of it's like a woman with a dress and or a different dress and then a different posture, and they combined all like those three reference images into a single photo. I thought that was quite impressive.
Do you have that? Do you have that handy by any chance, or like know how to find them?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
It might be in the original post.
Yeah, I think it's in the original post. It's one of the examples that they had. I guess I wonder what native support for control net means. So is that
Oh yeah, so ControlNet is basically a way to um, adjust their character figures. So
yeah, okay.
you can see uh, ControlNet
Well, that's really interesting. Right? Like
models.
talking about that little video game side project, like that's probably what I need to be doing. Is if I just create the basic animation in a control net, then I think everything else would work.
Yeah, so it's these stick figures here, and you can use them in um, basically just positioning of your character, so how you want it. So yeah, totally. You can create kind of like the poses and then potentially do it that way. Most people will use that in like Comfy UI. I don't know if you messed with Comfy.
I'm familiar, but I haven't messed with it yet.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful and kind of awesome. Uh, so this is like this open pose. Okay, is that where I'm gonna find it? So
Yeah. Do you
the
know? Do
only
you have to
time
just draw these by hand, or is that something that there's a tool to help you design them?
I believe there's a tool. I don't know it offhand. We can kind of look it up. Here, I'm just gonna take a photo of this. This is what I wanted. But I was gonna say the only time I use Google these days is for image search for stuff like this. Um, and so now let's see if I can drag this and say, oh, we got an error with the bear jumping in the pool. Okay, the bear is chilling by the pool. Let's see what happens.
Have you used Comfy UI much?
Um, I've messed around with it. Yeah, like I did a bunch of. Do you see this image? Oh my gosh, what just happened?
That's crazy. How did
Okay,
it get
so
that?
training data, man. They haven't seen a bear by the pool.
That is wild. That is so funny.
Yeah, so here in ControlNet, it actually did the exact poses of the arm. Like if you see the arm is positioned correctly, and it just didn't know how to do it. Let's see if there's uh here. This will
That's
be
some amazing like conflict in the prompts.
yeah,
Like the images didn't line up with what it's expecting or what the prompt is saying. Like why would a
yeah,
bear be sitting like that at the pool?
totally. Okay, let's do this. Try the bear is riding a bicycle, right? That looks like it's a bicycle. Um, so yeah, Comfy UI. I messed around with it a number of months ago, and it's super, super powerful stuff. What I love about it is like you can kind of set your once you get something working, you can then programmatically just like run these processes every time. And so I think that's what is really magical about it.
Yeah, I
And
think
it
that'd
was
be
kind of
neat
like,
to use for that.
yeah. And then the other thing that's super fascinating is you can send people your workflows through a PNG actually, and like it imports the sort of structure. And it's kind of just pretty awesome. It takes a while to like get used to all the different um, bells and whistles that you can use, but I would highly recommend if you're trying to like generate a bunch of stuff. Um, okay, so it got the bear. We were testing out character consistency and it works, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that the positioning, the fact that it's facing in the correct way, like so you can see the control net. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create an image that just shows the opposite direction. So just to confirm that it wasn't just a um, it wasn't it's basically generating based on this control net image.
Something I'm trying out on the side here is using Mixboard still to try and generate the control net image. And I was able to get it to do decent posture, but it wasn't quite in like the normal coloring of the control net. And then I
Uh-huh.
gave it a control net sample, and now it's got it. So that's kind of interesting. Is could do like a lower fidelity prototyping of the pose using, Mixboard or something to generate the image, and then use the actual output of that.
Yeah, that's super rad to basically just create your own poses on demand.
Yeah,
Or even extracting poses. Like if I saw an image that I liked the
yeah,
way it was positioned, and then just say, turn this into that. Uh, yeah, so that's kind of what you can do in Comfy, where you can kind of take an image and then get its pose as well. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but that's cool that you can do that in Mixboard. So how did you do that? Did you just like prompt it and say provide a control net image of this thing?
yeah. I
Is there
said the first prompt was like create a posture of, maybe you could try the Viking as an example, or maybe something different. Yeah, I did somebody shooting a bow and arrow. So I did the first one of generate a stick figure of somebody shooting a bow and arrow, and it generated that. And then I gave it that one plus the control net sample, and then it came up with like the color scheme a little bit better.
got it? So generate someone shooting a bow and arrow.
Yeah,
Okay. And then I'll do the control net. Um, what up, Gentry? I just saw Gentry come in the chat. Thanks for chiming in. What's up? Funny, Gentry, I was going to text you today. but I'll text you after this if you're still watching. Oh, wow. So look at that. I didn't expect it to generate a bunch of images. Like I thought it was going to just generate one. That's kind of
Yeah, I
wild
think
that it just
if
went to
you
town.
do the yeah, if you're doing like the first if it's a totally empty board, it'll do that. That's like the starting state.
Okay, cool. I think that's kind of fun, and I wonder if they just like adjust the different um like temperatures or variations or like tweak it, and so that you get complete like random images to start, which is kind of fun. Okay. Let's see here what I wanted to do. Okay, great. So now what did you say? You select, let's say if I want to get this pose to this.
Yep.
So select both of them, and then what do you say?
I said create a control net pose like of the image of the archer using the color scheme of the image with the black background and like colorful stick figure.
Pose can create a control nut pose of the archer using the same color scheme as the image on the right. Let's see if it did that.
I
Okay,
uh
so it
I
did
got
it.
a totally awful one from Mixboard on this.
Yeah, did you see it basically just combined the two? And so I could say remove the archer, just show the control net pose. I like it. I just noticed in the bottom left corner, it says Mixboard makes mistakes, so double check it. I feel like that's the new like legal, you
Hmm.
know, disclaimer. But what's funny is that it's an image model. Like what kind of mistake?
Yeah, like it's just
Um,
making images. Where could it really go
okay,
wrong?
so it didn't work this time with that. Let me see if I can uh, just take one and say, turn this into a control net pose.
Yeah, I'm kind of striking out now. I thought the first output I got from this was so good that I thought it'd be easy. Like I did get one really good pose on the first try, but nothing else is working in terms of like combining the characters in the control net or distilling another control net.
Yeah, okay. So it's almost there. It's almost there. Um, okay, so it would be great if you could do that to get poses, but we're trying to mix metaphors here and trying to force it
Yeah.
to do something that it's not. But yeah, there are probably ways to do that. We can look it on afterwards. Um, I actually have to hop. Um, but this was fun, dude. Like, I
Yeah,
feel
this
like
is great.
we should do it again. Maybe we went through what like maybe two of the things on the list, right? Oh my gosh, look at that
Oh yeah,
skeleton.
yeah, we're a full hour into. Yeah, we thought it'd be a couple minutes per, but clearly this was
Yeah,
enough
so
to.
it's good to know. Yeah, we went through Mixboard. We didn't get a chance for the other ones. I guess, and we went to the Quinn edit. And maybe next time we do this, here they have the 1 2.2 animate. There's a bunch of stuff. If you're still watching this, or if anyone's watching this, and there are things that you on this list that you want us to go through, let us know in the comments, in the tweets, wherever you're watching this. And yeah, till next time, Jake. Thanks again for taking time this morning. Talk soon.
Yeah, thank you. Safe travels today. Catch you later.
Later.
Bye.